Hello and welcome to today's lesson on Python programming. Today you will be learning on a data type called list. So what is a list? A list is kind of a data type like your strings, integer and float. It's useful when you have many items that you like to store together. Now in this example here, I've got 3 variables with 3 different values. It would be quite tedious for me if I were to have 10 or 20 variables. So imagine I need 10 or 20 fruits and to list 10 or 20 items. So to make things easier for me, Python has a data type called list. And in that list, all I need is one variable, equate it and group all the same items together. That way it'll be easier for me to sort my things out. I do not need a lot of variables. So how to create a list in Python? First, you need a variable name. In this example, I've got grocery, then I use the equal sign. Make sure you have a square bracket at the beginning and at the end. Each string or word must come with a speech mark, and each item is separated by a comma. Let's give this a try. Now, the example given is grocery or fruits, but I am going to use my own variable. I'm going to name it stationery. In my stationery, I'm going to have a list of items like pen, pencil, ruler, eraser, and maybe a whiteboard marker, glue stick. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items in my stationery list. What can we do? To see what's inside a list, you could use 2 methods. One would just be print followed by the variable name. The other would be using a for loop. Now both of them would give you different results. So it depends on what you want. So let's give this a try. We have print stationery. So now I have print stationery. I'm going to run my program and you can see they list everything. They even included the comma, the speech marks and the square bracket. So that is what you get if you use the print function. The method would be using a for loop. So for the item, okay, I'm just going to use in stationery, colon, don't forget a colon, print. So now I have this and I'm going to run my program. Now that you see the item in the stationery is listed one at a time, without the square bracket, speech marks or comma. I kind of like this way better, so I'm going to stick with the for print s. Now by the way, you could change to anything that you like in here, but make sure that it's consistent. You can even use a, you could use any, it's a variable. So for a variable in the stationery, in the variable stationery. Now, in a list, it's actually indexed, meaning that it has an address for each item in your list. What you need to know is index numbers always starts with 0. So you have to remember this part here. It always starts with 0. So the first item is not 1, but 0, meaning your last number is one number less. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on the list, but the index run from 0 to 6. So please keep that in mind. We can print a specific item one at a time using a print function and write down the variable, square bracket and the index number. So let's give this a try. in this program so far, I have print and in using a for loop, where I print all the items. Let's say if I want to print one specific item, I'm going to remove this for now, and I will print bracket stationery item number 3, which should give me 0, 1, 2, 3 eraser. So when I run the program, I get eraser. Now, what can we do with a list? In list, there's a few things we can do. We can add items at the end using append, change a specific item on the list, delete an item, and then insert an item at a specific index. So let's have a look what we can do by adding items at the end of the list. So I'm going to remove the print. I could actually put the print at the end. Remove that. So now we have pen, pencil, ruler, eraser, whiteboard marker, and glue stick on our list. I'm going to append something. This time, instead of the programmer putting the item, I'm going to ask the user for an input. So user input equals to input, enter a stationery item. So the user is going to key in, then I'm going to use stationery.append, and I'm going to add the user input onto my list. So let's run this program, enter a stationery item. Now, at this point, Python would not check for me if I have that item in the list or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type pencil once again. Pencil again. Okay, pencil again. And now when I press enter, it would add at the end of the list, so I will get pen, pencil, ruler, eraser, whiteboard marker, and glue stick and pencil again. So press enter, we get pen, pencil, ruler, eraser, whiteboard marker, glue stick, and pencil again. Now the thing about Python program here is that the pencil again would not appear when I run my program the second time. It's not permanent, meaning if I run again, earlier on we have pencil again, right? So now I'm going to put pen again. When I press enter, it will become pen again, because the pencil again from the earlier program is not saved. So you have to keep that in mind. Next would be changing an item on the list. You write the variable name, square bracket, the index number, and you put the item you want to change. Again, you can change this into a variable or a user input variable. So in this case, I've got eggs, cheese, bread, jam. Jam has been changed to butter and banana, because butter is in index 3. So let's give our program a little try. We've got the user input for the first item. Now I'm going to remove that. I think we can leave it there. That's fine. We won't need. So I'm going to change a whiteboard marker to whiteboard eraser. So I know this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to change stationery number 4 to whiteboard eraser. Now when I run my program, stationery item, I'm going to add in whiteboard marker. So you could see that the fourth item, which originally was whiteboard marker, has been changed to whiteboard eraser, and the item whiteboard marker appended to the end of the program. Sorry, end of the list, not program list. Next, we are going to delete an item in our grocery list. To do that, you just type in del space your variable name, the index of your item, and it's removed. So in this example, we've got to remove cheese. what will happen is, once we remove cheese, there will be a gap there. Bread, butter, banana all would be moved forward, meaning bread will become 1, butter become 2, and banana become 3, like so. So let's delete stationery item number 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's delete number 3. So I'm going to remove the eraser from the list. So let's run again. I'm going to, this time I'm going to put, maybe say, we've got glue stick. So I'm going to, okay, I'm just going to say glue stick again. Press enter. Now what happened is, pen, pencil, ruler still stays. Whiteboard eraser has been replaced. Whiteboard marker has been replaced with whiteboard eraser, glue stick, and glue stick again from the user input. Now eraser has been deleted. Next, you can insert a specific item on the list. When you list on the index, when you insert the item, okay, you have to write down the index of the location and the item that you need. So in this example, we've got hot dog insert in location number 1. After we deleted the item, we placed it in here. What happened is that this hot dog goes in, everything gets pushed back all together. Let's give this a try. Now, instead of having my user input append, this time I'm going to use insert. Insert, and I'm going to insert in location number 1, meaning that my pen is 0. Between pen and pencil, I'll have the user input. This time I'm not going to delete anything, and we will run the program. So now I've changed it, the stationery.insert user input. So I expect my user input to be between pen and pencil. Let's run the program. Stationery item, I'm going to call this pencil case. All right. When I press enter, you would see that pencil case have moved in between pen and pencil, and everything behind pencil case gets bumped 1 step back. Now, another fun thing about list is that we can search for a specific item without printing out the list. So in this case, we could use the if function. So if eggs in grocery, we could say, I found the eggs in the grocery. If not, you could do something else. So there is an if-else statement that you can make use of with your list name. So let's give this a try in our program. Now, I'm going to remove some elements in there. So enter a stationery item. We're still going to look for a stationery item. Now, if the user input in stationery, it means that if the item exists. All right, I'm going to print user input is in the stationery list. If not, okay, else. Else, you are going to append it. So I'm going to put stationery.append and user input. So what happened here is, if the user input is in the list, so if I put in pen, it will just say pen is in the stationery list. If the item that I put, for example, whiteboard eraser, it's not on the list, it will append on the end of the list, and then I'm going to use a for X in stationery. So what happened here is this list would only print out if it's in the, if I've added in. Be careful here, this and this would give you 2 different results. I'll show you in a minute. So first I'm going to put this way, and I'm going to run the for loop this way. So I enter stationary item. So I'm going to type in something that is in the list. So I put pen. So pen is in the stationary list. Notice that they did not use this, they did not run this loop. Now, now I'm going to run again. This time I'm going to type in something that's not in the list. Now the thing about Python is it's case sensitive. So a small p, capital P, it's two different things for them. Even though to us humans, we see that a pen is a pen, whether it's a capital P or a small p. But to Python, it's two different things. So if I put in capital P-E-N, which is not in the list, it would add the pen with a capital P at the end of it. Now, what happens if I put the for loop like so? What will happen is, regardless which if or else statement it runs, the for loop will still be executed. Now let's run again. This time I'm going to write pencil. Pencil is in the stationary list. They show you the list in there. Now when I run again, this time I'm going to add pencil with a capital P. Again, to Python, pencils with capital P, small p's, they are two different things. I press enter, they added in to the list. So be careful when we are dealing with Python. It's case sensitive. Capital P, small p, or capital A, small a, it means a big difference to Python. Now, your lesson task for this week is as follows. First, you create a variable called fruits and list 5 items in the fruits. Now, I would highly recommend you not to use the words that are in the task. For example, durian and sapodilla. Do not put that in your original list. Then add durian in index number 1. Change the item in index number 3 to sapodilla. Delete the item in index number 4. Then ask a user to input and store it or append it at the end of the list. Then use an if function to find coconut, print coconut found, if not, print coconut not found. Then at the end of all, print the fruits using a for loop. If any one of this task you're not sure, scroll back up the PowerPoint slide or rewind back this video and give it a try. I shall see all of you next week.